part of our delegation, which will be present at Euroweek, Zinovis Vereda, you know him perfectly. They are in Poland today. And the news which they communicated to us today, the Poland says to switch to 100% renewable sources of energy, we need, as we calculate, we need investment 290 billion euro, and they start to discuss about this. Has Ukraine do the same to prepare a plan to say yes, we are ready to switch to 100% renewables, but we cannot do it ourselves because our budget policies, we understand, cannot uh, put this beer on the people, on the state. If Ukraine will do the same way, will calculate, I believe that for Ukraine, with coal power plants, which their life finishes in 5 to 10 years, nuclear power plants, which will have to be put out of operation in 10 years because they are already obsolete. So Ukrainian amount can be much higher, much greater than Poland calculated. What do you believe? Has Ukraine to prepare such calculation and to negotiate with the European Union? Because Ukraine lives under one and the same environment as Europe. And if Ukraine issues 15 to 20% of the emissions of the whole Europe, maybe we have to, as quick as possible, to develop these plans and to switch our economy to 100% renewable as quickly as possible to be independent from different mechanisms of influence. How do you believe?
Attract foreign investment. You have not the money enough in your own country, even when you collect all your oligarchs' money. It is not enough to make the switch to 100% renewables by 2030. But it is possible with foreign investment and also with a private investment from your people and your companies themselves in Ukraine. Both is important, and you should stimulate both. But when you want to attract foreign investment, it is very important to make secure investment. You must give clear signals that you will make a law with feed-in tariffs that you will not change in the next years. Because when you change every year the laws, the investors will say, there's no stability for my investment, I do not invest in Ukraine. And when you make retroactive changes in your law, then the investors will say, no else anymore, I will invest in Ukraine. And this is very dangerous. You did it with your governments in the last years already, sometimes, and therefore you must win back the motivation for all these foreign investors to come back to Ukraine. And this is important when you make clear frameworks. One is to make feed-in tariffs for the investors for renewable energies. Best would be a combined investment with a remuneration over the renewable sector. But the second point is cancel all your subsidizing for coal, for natural gas, for oil and for nuclear. Only because of this subsidizing, they can operate this investment. And the subsidizing means you have not so plenty money in your public budget and you spend it for pollute the environment and to pollute the climate. This is crazy. And only because of this subsidizing, they can operate and can compete with, in the meantime, much cheaper renewable energies. When you cancel all the subsidizing of fossil and nuclear energies, you make a second very big point, and you should tell it to European Union, you will save your budget, your income from the taxpayers, and to give it only for clean energy, for clean environment, for education, what you need in your country. But you do not need polluting the air and polluting and heating up the climate with coal power. It is crazy to subsidize it.